Dear students of class 9A, 9B, welcome to my history class. Today, the same lesson number 2, social life. In my previous class, I discussed about the social life of the Aryan age. The Aryans led a joint family, and they were patriarchal in nature, and not only that, the oldest male member was the head of the family. He took major decisions, and his decision, whatever he took, was final. And during Yajanas, women played a crucial role. 3 learned women who are known as Gargi, Maitri or Apala. They attended the assemblies, they composed hymns, they participated in debates. Apart from this, other group of women, they enjoyed the right to choose their husbands in a special ceremony called Shayambara. And during that time, child marriage was not practiced, child marriage was not held, widows were allowed to remarry. So it was the social life of the Aryans. And now emergence of caste system. What was the emergence of caste system? The caste system. During early Vedic age, Aryan society was divided into 4 groups based on occupation. These 4 groups were called Varnas. The Brahmanas performed yajanas. They performed religious ceremonies, prayers, because they all were educated. They knew Sanskrit. That's why Brahmanas, they performed yajanas and gained high respect from the Aryans during the Aryan period, Aryan age. Another one, the Satyas. The Satyas were basically warrior class people. They fought wars and protected the country during danger. They protected country during danger. And other one, Vaishyas. Vaishyas carried on. They carried on agriculture, trade, business. They produced goods, sold it, and earned a lot of money. And another one, Sudras. Sudras were dasas. They were laborers. They did manual labor and were the dark-skinned people. They are basically untouchable people. They had no access to the temples, wells. They were untouchable. They were isolated from the mainstream of life. They were Sudras. So, this is known as Varnas. The Aryan society was divided into 4 groups. The Brahmans, the Satyas, the Vaishyas, and the Sudras. These are the 4 Varnas. And another one, economy. Agriculture was the main occupation. Agriculture and cattle rearing were the main occupations of the early Aryans. Agriculture and cattle rearing. And some crops also they cultivated like barley, wheat, rice, fruits, vegetables. These all were grown. They plowed their agricultural lands with the help of the animals duly domesticated. The animals were, cows, buffaloes, horses, dogs, sheep, goats, oxen, etc., etc. And cows was considered as the sacred animal during the Aryan age. And now the economy What was about the economy? You know, economy. The economy of the country, you know, people, they all were self-sufficient. They lived, they lived unitedly. They helped each other. Their occupations were, you know, cattle rearing, agriculture. That's why there was no contrast except the Sudras. Sudras lived separately. They were isolated from the other group of people. But yet, everywhere there was peace, there was solidarity and equality. They led a very steady and combined life with the help of each other. They produced the domesticated animals. While domesticating animals, they took help from others. So each and other, they took help from each another. They helped each another, and they took help from others, and also provided the same training for others. And by this way, the concept of unity also was formed among them. The Aryans introduced the horse in India from Central Asia. Horses were used to, you know, draw chariots. These are used during the time of wars. These were provided special trainings by the trainers. Hunting, pottery, spinning, weaving, carpentry. These are another leather work were the important occupations also during the early Vedic period. Metal was referred to as the main item during the Rig Vedic age. And now dress and food. Men wore dhoti, and they applied one piece of cloth over the shoulders. Women, they also tied turbans around their head, and women wore a sari. Women wore a sari and upper garment woven from the wool of sheep. Both men and women were fond of ornaments which were made of gold, silver, and other metals. And the early Aryans ate wheat, barley, milk, vegetables, meat, etc., etc. There were two drinks during that period. They were fond of taking Soma and Sura. Soma and Sura were popular drinks. While Soma was drunk on special occasions, Shura was consumed on common festive occasions. So these were the two special drinks they usually took during different types of during religious festivals, during festive occasions, and during special occasions, during religious festivals. The Brahmanas also are offered to take these drinks while praying or while reciting the mantras of Sanskrit, because they could recite Sanskrit mantras at a stretch. That's why they were offered these drinks, and they usually used to take the drinks during the time of yajunas. A little part of drinks they also threw on the fires. Anyway, the next one, the religion. The early Vedic age people did not have any specific god and goddesses to worship. Basically, they worshipped the nature, the sky, the water, the land, but there was no specific image of any god and goddesses. There was no temple, there was no place where they usually entered and worshipped their god and goddesses. They always offered yajanas, prayers on under the sky and in the open field. The Brahmanas were called to perform yajanas in the open field. they, before going to declare war or fighting any war, they always offered, they always prayed their God and goddesses whom they had faith and belief, like they had believed in God Indra, because Indra was their favorite god. Aryans, before living for any war, any battle, they always they always prayed, they always worshipped for assistance in battle. And next one, importance, God. Fire of God means Agni was there, another god. Yajunas were important to Aryans. Why? Fire held during Yajunas. Purohits and Brahmins also recited mantras of Sanskrit language, Sanskrit, Vedic religion. As per the system of Vedic religion, they offered, other Aryans offered to their respective god and goddesses, like Varuna, like Agni, like Indra. Agni was the god of fire, Varuna was the god of the sky, and Vayu was the wind of god, Usha was the goddess of dawn, and Aranyani was the lady of the forest, Indra, a warrior god of rain and thunder, and Prithvi was the goddess of the earth, and Aditi, mother of the gods, and Ratri, the spirit of night. So these are the god and goddesses of the Aryan society, Aryan people. They had respect. They always worship them, and before performing any work, before doing any work, they always worship their respective god and goddesses. And Brahmins were allowed to perform yajanas and to worship their respective gods for their welfare. And by this way, they practice their religious customs and traditions, and in order to make sure their happiness, and they offered milk, ghee, grain to their respective gods and goddesses during the time of yajanas. Aryan people worship in the open, offering sacrifices, shining hides, impress of the natural elements like earth, like fire, like water, air, and sky, to get earthly happiness and success in battle. That's why the Aryan people, they always worshipped because of their achievements, because there was no specific temple to worship their god and goddesses, but open field they choose, the open field, and cleared it, and set a number of sacks in order to allow the others who usually used to come to attend the yajanas. They allowed them to sit over there, and then seats also, different types of seats made of sack also were placed there to allow them sitting, and ultimately they just tried. Ultimately they tried their level best to get all the attenders satisfied before completing all the work of yajanas. Brahmins, these gods were classified into three groups according to their god, and they made sure happiness and success, and for that reason they performed yajanas. And so these are the important gods of the Aryans, and these are the system of the Aryan people. They led a very steady life. And another important god was Soma, the god of the plant, for which a special intoxicating drink also was extracted, which was done only during special occasions. What was it? Soma. And the Aryans worshipped in the open, offering prayers, making sacrifices, and signing hymns, as I taught you earlier. Now, these are the system of the Aryans of the early Vedic age, early Vedic period. Before discussing about the later Vedic period, what was about the system of the people of the later Vedic period, once again I would like to remind that the people of the Aryan early Vedic age, they had their agriculture and cattle rearing was their main occupation. Rice, fruits, vegetables were grown in their field. They use their domesticated animals in their agricultural lands while plying their lands. And the oldest male member was the head of the family. His decision was final. You know, the women were allowed to choose their husbands independently. Named Swayamvara. Three learned women, Gayatri, Maitri, and Apala, they took part, they attended yajanas, they attended assemblies, participated in debates, and composed hymns. And the Aryans people always led a joint families, and they decided they took decision combinedly. They took decision unitedly, and there was no child marriage during that period. Widows were allowed to remarry, and the Aryan society also was divided into four varnas on the basis of occupation. They were the Brahmins, they were the Kshatriyas, they were the Vaishyas and Sudras. Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Sudras. Brahmanas were the topmost people of the society. The Brahmanas gained high respect from the people because they composed hymns, they recited prayers, they uttered mantras, and they organized religious ceremonies, and they also performed yajanas. That's why the Brahmins had high respect in the society. And Satyas were warrior class people. They fought wars and they gained respect from the countrymen because of their bravery, because of their skills, because of their strategy for protecting the kingdom. And Vaishyas dealt in various types of productive goods. They sold it, they produced it, they dealt in agriculture, industry and trade. They established trading relationship through sea route with others. The Vaishyas, Shudras were untouchable people. They were actually dark-skinned people, and they were deprived of all kinds of rights. Basically, they earned money and they just somehow met their expenses. Their condition was very miserable in the society. And next one, the Aryans brought horses from Central Asia. Horses were used while carrying, while drawing, chariots, and while fighting in the wars, and weaving, carpentry, other metallurgy, spinning, pottery, hunting. These were the other occupations of the people of the Aryan age. And the men wore dhoti, and they a piece of cloth over their shoulders. And women wore a sari and an upper garment woven from the wool of the sheep. And they, both men and women, were fond of wearing ornaments made of gold, silver, and other metals. The early Aryans fond of eating barley, wheat, fruits, vegetables, meat, etc., etc. And soma and sura, they are, this type of drinks they used to take during the time of religious occasions, during the time of jajunas. They offered it from the Brahmins, and rest of the rest of them, they also um, uh, took the alcohol at the end of the yajunas. Uh, After the yajunas, after the process and after the process of yajunas completed, they took alcohol. And next, these were known as alcohol, soma and sura. And Vedic age people, they have no specific temple or any place where they worship their god and goddesses. They worship in the open air, and they worship in order to achieve success, in order to gain victory while fighting against other. So yajanas were important to Aryans, and a number of god and goddesses also were there. They worship like Agni, Varun, Vayu, Usha, Aranyani, Indra, Prithvi, Aditi, and Rakti. Up to this, my dear students, next day I shall teach from later Vedic period. What was about the condition of the Aryan people during the later Vedic period? Then, after having taught the later Vedic period, I shall draw a comparison between the early Vedic age and later Vedic age. It is included in the syllabus of ICS. Thank you.